of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Join me in prayer. Father God, we thank you for this beautiful and wonderful nation that we have, and we pray that you would continue to bless us. We pray for peace in the Middle East and in our nation. We also lift up our servicemen and women, our leaders, including our president. We do ask you for moisture, and as we conduct the affairs of the county, we pray for patience, tolerance, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Most of all, we ask for humility in our leadership. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. First item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Any changes to the consent agenda?
I would so move that we accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. We have time on our agenda now for public comment. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to us?
Yes, Mr. Steve Sterling.
Okay, will you announce your name as you come up, please?
Yes, Steve Sterling, basically born and raised in this county.
Okay.
Ran around with one guy, maybe at least a little bit. Anyway, I gave you all a bunch of pictures. You probably look at them wondering what in the heck, because this all came about like, boom. I talked to Mackenzie a little bit. She's great. But, okay, this is coming about because of the dairy, getting all their ground, and I had ground over there. That's what we're doing at 1031. Well, I've owned this for quite a while. Dwayne Roth had it before me, and that's why the pictures are here. But anyway, it's in a floodplain. But I own the place. This is like the third home that's been there over 50 years. And I just want to take out the 5 acres as residential so I can leave my hired man there. But she started talking about the floodplain, so I was doing homework so we could get that resolved and get because it's coming quick. I'd have been here a lot quicker, started on this a lot quicker, but I had no idea about this. And then the one, I don't know, Mackenzie will be able to help you a lot more. I'm not very techie. But it looked to me like she told me, I think when I was in there, that they're redoing the floodplains across the state. They just haven't gotten out here. So I don't know if that's a picture of that. I found that on the internet where it shows, here's where the home is. But I don't really understand where the floodplain matters anyway. I've owned it for 8, 9 years now. I mean, it's just my home, but I just would like to help you get that done maybe as quickly as possible. And that would be great. And if there's any other information you need, just holler.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You bet. The only other thing I like to say is Jenny Barker Road is safe to travel now. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, because that was terrible.
Awesome.
And then one other thing, I think you need to get you something where you can lay asphalt now, because I think 3rd Street, we're building out there now, and there's getting to be a lot of homes out there. And boy, that is a terrible street for all the people that live out there. And so maybe just buy an asphalt machine and you have more road graders.
All right.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Sterling. We appreciate you coming this morning. Any other public comment?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, hearing none, we will close public comment and on to new business. First, I'd like to let you know that item 4G has been pulled from the agenda, so we won't be addressing that this morning. So 4A, road vacation petition.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dory Munyon, Finney County Clerk and Election Officer. Today you are asked to consider the acceptance of a petition requesting the vacation of a county road generally located along the south and west boundaries of a property addressed as 1903 Boots Road. A petition was filed with the County Clerk's Office on Monday, February 9th, 2026, requesting the vacation of 2 roads located in Garden City Township adjacent to a parcel generally located at 1903 Boots Road. Pursuant to KSA 68104, upon presentation of a petition to lay out, alter, or vacate a road, the Board of County Commissioners must determine whether the petition is legally sufficient. If the petition is found to be valid, the board is required to accept that petition as legally sufficient. They are then required to appoint 3 disinterested individuals to serve as viewers together with the county commissioners, and then to establish a date and time for a viewing of the road, which must occur within 20 days after a second publication of the required public notice, and establish a date and time for public hearing on the petition, which must also occur within 20 days after the second publication of the notice. In accordance with statute, the county clerk must provide notice of the petition by publication in the county newspaper once each week for 2 consecutive weeks. The published notice shall set forth the substance of the petition and the scheduled dates and times for both the viewing and the public hearing. The county clerk is also required to mail a notice of the proceedings by certified mail to all affected property owners. To comply with statutory deadlines, the following schedule for viewing and public hearing dates and times is proposed, should you accept that as valid. So on March 2nd, if you accept that as valid, March 5th would be the first publication in the newspaper, and then 7 days after that, March 12th would be the second publication. We then have to hold the hearing within the 20 days following that second publication, and so we would suggest a viewing on Friday, March 13th at 9 a.m., and then at your regularly scheduled meeting on March 16th, conduct the hearing at 9 a.m. We can't really go out to April because we would fall without or outside of those 20 days. And so that's why we've got like a compressed time frame here. So your alternatives today, number 1 is you can either accept the petition as legally sufficient to vacate that road generally located along the south and west boundaries of the property addressed as 1903 Boots Road, or you can decline the petition as legally insufficient and suspend any additional action. Should you find that petition to be legally sufficient, we'd then move on to appoint viewers and set a viewing date. We have made contact with several people and have suggested viewers for you, and that would be to appoint Dwayne Drees, Vernon Kress, and Mike Muirhead as viewers and set a viewing date and time for Friday, March 13th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Or you can appoint other viewers at the board's choosing and set the viewing date and time for a date appropriate to meet those statutory deadlines. And then the third action you would have to take today, your alternatives would be to set a public hearing for Monday, March 16th, 2026 at 9 a.m., or set a public hearing at an appropriate date and time to meet statutory deadlines. Staff, along with the legal counsel, has reviewed the petition requesting the vacation of the referenced road segment and finds out that it meets the statutory requirements set forth. The petition is in writing, has been properly filed, and contains an adequate description of the roadway proposed for vacation. Accordingly, staff recommends to the board that they find the petition legally sufficient and accept it for further proceedings. Appoint Dwayne Drees, Vernon Kress, and Mike Muirhead as viewers. Set the road viewing for Friday, March 13th, 2026 at 9 a.m. in compliance with the statutory requirement that the viewing occur within 20 days following the second publication. And finally, to set the public hearing on the petition for Monday, March 16th at 9 a.m., which is also within the statutory timeframe. These actions will allow the matter to proceed in accordance with Kansas law and ensure that the notice and procedural deadlines are met. At this time, there is no fiscal or policy impact, as the procedural actions today wouldn't impact that.
Okay, Dory. Looking at this map, the names on the map don't match up with anything on our, without doing all the legal.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
Which one of these roads are we?
So Mr. Hernandez owns the property that's indicated as Horizon Transport.
Okay,
Apologize for that.
that's fine. And he wants to vacate the Allen Street on the south side?
The road on the south and the west is what the petition states.
Well, according to our map, it's called Allen Street. Is that,
Could you go to that map, Aaron? Yes. And I'm here today because he filed it in my office. I'm not an expert on all this, so we may need to holler at Mackenzie or somebody.
I'm not hollering at you. I'm just-
So it is Allen Street on the south, and then the one on the west, I believe, is Hummer Road. So they're on Horizon Transport, on the west side of Horizon Transport, would be Hummer Road, so.
Hummer Road and Allen Street, I see.
So it's not Boots Road?
No, Boots Road's a maintained.
That's his address. His address is Boots Road, which would be on the east side of that property.
Okay.
The roads were never even actually created. They were only platted but not opened.
Dory, does the petition as Madam Chair,
Yes.
the petition as attached, did it have the West Side Industrial Subdivision map attached to the petition?
No, we pulled the plat and then asked Trey to do a map.
Okay, so
The
the
aerial.
petition only has the 2 pages that were presented to us.
Yes, just the,
In my opinion, that is an insufficient petition because it doesn't tell us what part of that road that wants to be done. And the requirement, in my opinion, is that if you want to vacate a road, you have to show me what part of the road you want to vacate. This petition's inadequate.
Mackenzie, did you
that's
have
what she
a
was gonna say.
for us, or?
Yeah, I was just gonna clarify what we believe he is asking to vacate would be Allen Street, just in the confines of where his property is located. So not all of Allen Street that hasn't been completed, just that portion. And then Hummer Street, which runs north and south. We believe he's asking to vacate only half of that right of way, so 30 feet instead of the whole 60 feet. And then again, only in the confines of where his property is located.
Okay, so in your opinion, it does appear to be incomplete as well?
In my opinion, yes. The statute also does say that it has to have a clear beginning and ending within the petition, and it does not seem that there is a clear beginning and ending legal description.
Very good. Any other comments?
Madam Chair, just to expedite things, I have no problem with the people you've named as viewers, if you can get the legal stuff straightened out with Mr. Hernandez.
I believe you would, if you find the petition insufficient, he would have to resubmit a petition. Probably wouldn't charge him again. We wouldn't charge him that application fee again, but we would have him resubmit that with a clearer definition, would be my guess, and Kara or McKinsey could.
So an appropriate action might be on action 1, option 2, decline the petition as legally insufficient and suspend additional action on this item, if you so desire.
Well, I'm also sympathetic to the taxpayer, as Senior said. Perhaps if the clerk deems it advisable that we could waive the application fee for amended application that has adequate description of the road to be vacated.
Yeah, I hadn't planned on charging him again. I would.
Hearing no other comments, do we have a motion on this?
I move that we decline the petition as legally insufficient, suspend additional action on the item, and also accept the clerk's recommendations should he refile to not charge a second filing fee.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And that motion carries.
Thank you.
And next we have item 4B, the 25th Judicial District Youth Services, Fiscal Year Comprehensive Plan and Budget. Stephanie.
Good morning, Stephanie Roush, Finney County Department of Corrections Adult and Youth Services Deputy Director. The Board of County Commissioners is asked to consider and approve the 25th Judicial District Youth Services FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget. The 25th Judicial District Youth Services serves the 6 counties within the 25th Judicial District, including Finney, Kearney, Scott, Hamilton, Greeley, and Wichita counties. Finney County serves as the host county for the program and provides administrative oversight. The program operates from 607 West Santa Fe, Garden City, Kansas, and is administered under the direction of the Youth Services Director. Pursuant to KSA 75-7038, the Kansas Department of Corrections, KDOC, provides grant funding for the development, implementation, operation, and improvement of juvenile community correctional services. The FY27 Juvenile Comprehensive Plan Grant application was submitted requesting $871,370.20 in funding. KDOC has allocated $871,370.20 for FY27 to support juvenile intake and assessment services, JIS, juvenile intensive supervised probation, JISP, case management, CM, and intermediate intervention program, IIP services. The Juvenile Corrections Advisory Board approved the FY27 comprehensive plan on February 10th, 2026. The plan has also been presented to and approved by Kearney, Scott, Hamilton, Greeley, and Wichita counties. As required by KDOC, the Board of County Commissioners for the administrative county must review and approve the application prior to submission. The FY27 comprehensive plan includes written performance objectives consistent with KDOC requirements. The agency identified 3 primary performance goals for FY27: to include the client and parent in creating a well-developed case plan that targets the client's medium to high-risk domains following each assessment, provide monthly feedback to staff following file audits to identify opportunities for improvement in case management skills, motivational interviewing, EPICS tools, 4-to-1 theory, use of carry guides, and addressing realistic risky situations, and ensure officers consistently utilize motivational interviewing skills, problem solving, and positive reinforcement to support behavior change. These goals remain consistent with FY26 and reflect a continued emphasis on evidence-based practices and quality case planning. During FY26, the agency identified the ISP CM staff for completing classroom workbooks directly with youth rather than referring them to in-house programming. The adjustments to refer youth to in-house providers allows officers to focus on individualized case planning with youth and guardians to improve probation outcomes. In FY25, the Juvenile and Intake and Assessment System, JIS, conducted 338 intakes with 237 youth referred for services. This reflects ongoing service demand across the 6-county district and demonstrates the need for continued funding and staffing to support intake, supervision, and intervention services. The FY27 allocation will fund 9 full-time equivalent positions and 4 part-time positions, as well as all operating expenses associated with the program. The department has been flat funded for the past 3 years. FY27 comprehensive plan includes the addition of 1 intensive supervision officer position to address caseload demands within the district. The program is fully funded through the Kansas Department of Corrections allocation, and no local tax dollars are required to support the FY27 youth services budget. Approval of the comprehensive plan ensures continued eligibility for KDOC funding and uninterrupted operation of juvenile services throughout the district. The alternatives presented today are: 1, the Board of County Commissioners may approve the 25th Judicial District Youth Services FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget as presented. 2, the Board of County Commissioners may deny the 25th Judicial District Youth Services FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget as presented. And 3, the Board of County Commissioners may give staff further direction regarding the 25th Judicial District Youth Services FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget. It is the recommendation of the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections Youth Services Advisory Board and staff that the Board of County Commissioners approve the 25th Judicial District Youth Services FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget. The Kansas Department of Corrections has allocated $871,370.20 for FY27 to fully fund the youth services program. There is no fiscal impact to Finney County for FY27. Approval of the comprehensive plan is required to maintain compliance with the KDOC grant requirements and to ensure continued funding and delivery of juvenile services within the 25th Judicial District.
Anybody have any questions for Stephanie? Hearing none, would you like to make a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the 25th Judicial District 27 Comprehensive Plan for Youth Services.
Second. Oh,
Take your pick.
Jerry.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Madam Chair,
Yes, I'm sorry.
the motion was for the comprehensive plan. I would ask that he amend that to include the budget as well.
I thought I had put that in there.
No, I didn't hear that.
Okay.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. And that motion carries.
Thank you.
And looks like you're on again.
Yes. This one, the Board of County Commissioners is asked to consider and approve the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget. The 25th Judicial District Community Corrections is established pursuant to KSA 75-7001 and operates under the direct authority of the Finney County Board of Commissioners as the host administrative county. The 25th Judicial District consists of Finney, the host, Greeley, Hamilton, Kearney, Scott, and Wichita counties and operates under interlocal agreements in accordance with KSA 12-2901 through 12-2907 and KSA 75-7043. The agency's main office is located at 607 West Santa Fe, Garden City, Kansas 67846. Pursuant to KSA 75-5291 and KSA 75-52 through 113, the Kansas Department of Corrections, KDOC, provides funding for the development, implementation, operation, and improvement of community correctional services that addresses the criminogenic and behavioral health needs of adult felony offenders. The FY27 Adult Comprehensive Plan Grant application requests $700,361.94 in funding. KDOC has allocated $700,361.94 for FY27, which is an increase of $8,215.26 from the FY26 allocation of $692,146.68 due to additional DUI funds. The allocation for FY27 will fund 8 full-time equivalent positions and 1 part-time employee, as well as all operating expenses for the program. The total adult community corrections budget for FY27 is $700,361.94 for FY27. Oh, I apologize. The FY27 KDOC allocation is sufficient to fund the program in full and no additional county tax dollars are required. The Board of County Commissioners and the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections Advisory Board must approve the FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budgets prior to the submission to KDOC. The submission deadline for the FY27 application is March 13th, 2026. As required by KSA 75-7043, the FY27 Comprehensive Plan includes written performance objectives for each component. The agency identified 3 primary performance goals for FY27, which remain consistent with the prior years. Officers will include the client and parent, guardian, in creating a well-developed case plan, targeting clients' medium, high to high-risk domains, criminogenic needs, and after each assessment. After monthly file audits, feedback will be provided to staff to identify opportunities for improvement in case management skills, motivational interviewing, ethics tools, 4-to-1 theory, use of carry guides, and addressing realistic risky behaviors. Officers will consistently utilize motivational interviewing skills, problem solving, and positive reinforcement to support behavior change. According to FY25 case closure chart, page 10 of the application, the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections closed 133 cases with an overall success rate of 78.2%, exceeding the 75% benchmark. The agency experienced a 16.2% increase in overall success from FY24 to FY25. However, staff turnover and incomplete officer certifications negatively impacted timely assessments and case plan implementation in FY26. Two additional intensive supervision officers were hired in August and September of 2025, and remaining staff are scheduled for required certification and case management training in FY26 and early FY27. Full staffing and certification are expected to strengthen implementation of the FY27 comprehensive plan and improve client outcomes. Behavioral health funding will support a cognitive behavioral program provider position and voucher funds for mental health evaluations and treatment, sex offender evaluations and treatment, psychotropic medications, anger management, batterers intervention program, and related copays. These services remove financial barriers for clients who are often financially limited due to court fees, restitution, unemployment or underemployment, and support successful completion of supervision. Approval of the FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget ensures continued eligibility for KDOC funding and uninterrupted delivery of adult community corrections services throughout the 6th County District. The alternatives are: 1, the Board of County Commissioner may approve the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget as presented. 2, the Board of County Commissioners may deny the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget as presented. 3, the Board of County Commissioners may give staff further direction regarding the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget. The recommendation of the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections Advisory Board and staff that the Board of County Commissioners approve the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget as presented. The Kansas Department of Corrections has allocated $700,361.94 for FY27, which will fund the program in full. There's no fiscal impact to Finney County for FY27. Approval of the comprehensive plan is required to maintain compliance with KDOC grant requirements and ensure continued funding and operation of adult community corrections services within the 25th Judicial District.
Any questions? Yes.
Couple of observations, maybe not questions. Number one, the first priority, I think, for you and the director is to get fully staffed. And you see that in your outcomes. And I congratulate both you and the director for an efficiency of 78% on completion and closing those files.
Thank you.
For the viewing public, problem youth need help now and then. And your program is providing 78% or an 80% success rate of those kids that are getting placed in your care. And I applaud you for the work that's being done, and I encourage you to get fully staffed so that we can achieve better results next year. Look forward to your report.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Would you like to make a motion?
If there's no other comment, I would move the Board of County Commissioners to approve the 25th Judicial District Community Corrections FY27 Comprehensive Plan and Budget as presented.
Second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. And opposed, nay. And that motion carries.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Item 4D.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jerry Hahn, Noxious Weed Director. The Board of County Commissioners is asked to consider and approve the 2025 Noxious Weed Annual Report and authorize submission to the Kansas Department of Ag in accordance with KSA 2-1316. Background: KSA 2-1316 requires each county to submit an annual noxious weed eradication progress report to the Kansas Department of Ag no later than March 15th of each year. The 2025 annual noxious weed eradication progress report in the county has been prepared by the Noxious Weed Department and is attached for the board's review. The report documents the activities of the Finney County Noxious Weed Department for calendar year 2025, and provides a comprehensive overview of personnel, financial performance, capital outlay, chemical disbursement, enforcement efforts, acres treated, and survey data. The report reflects the department's continued compliance with the state law and commitment to control and eradicate noxious weeds within Finney County. The Noxious Weed Department operated in 2025 with 3 personnel positions, including the director and 2 technicians. The report includes a detailed financial summary outlining budgeted revenues and expenditures, including personnel services, contractual services, commodities, chemical purchases, and capital outlay. The total expenditures and revenues are documented in the report, along with the carryover and capital outlay balances. The eradication progress portion of this report details the total acreage treated in 2025 across private, county, township, state, federal, and city lands. The department treated significant acres of field bindweed, Johnson grass, musk thistle, and Canada thistle, and other designated noxious weeds. The report also includes a survey worksheet estimating total infestation acres within the county and summarizes chemical usage and disbursement by product. The annual report serves multiple purposes. It fulfills the statutory report requiring the Kansas Department of Agriculture. It provides transparency and accountability to the Board of County Commissioners and the public regarding program performance and physical stewardship. It documents compliance efforts and enforcement tools utilized throughout the year. The report must be signed by the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners and the Noxious Weed Director prior to submission to the Kansas Department of Ag. Some alternatives: the Board of County Commissioners may approve and sign the 2025 Noxious Weed Annual Report and authorize its submission to the Kansas Department of Ag. The Board of County Commissioners may deny approval and sign for the 2025 Noxious Weed Annual Report. And Board of County Commissioners may give staff further direction regarding the 2025 Noxious Weed Annual Report. Recommendations: staff recommends alternative 1, that the Board of County Commissioners may approve and sign the 2025 Noxious Weed Annual Report and authorize its submission to the Kansas Department of Agriculture. For physical impact, there's no additional physical associated with the 2025 Noxious Weed Annual Report. All revenues and expenditures referenced in the report occur within the approved 2025 noxious weed budget. Approval of this item does not authorize new spending or create any additional financial obligation of Finney County. Excuse me.
Thank you, Jerry. Does anybody have any questions or comment?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve alternate 1.
Second.
We have a motion, a second, to approve alternative 1 as stated in the agenda. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And that motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 4E.
Jerry Hahn, good morning again. Noxious Weed Director. The Board of County Commissioners also to consider and approve the 2026 Noxious Weed Management Plan and authorize submission to the Kansas Department of Agriculture. The Noxious Weed Department is required by the Kansas Department of Agriculture to submit an annual management plan outlining the county's strategy for controlling and eradicating designated noxious weeds. The 2026 Noxious Weed Management Plan has been prepared and is attached for the board's review. The plan identifies the department's goal and prioritizes for the upcoming year, including continued use of integrated weed management practices, chemical application strategies, mechanical controls, and coordination with landowners to promote compliance. Also outlines known locations of noxious weed species within Finney County and establishes operational priorities for treating and monitoring. Projected 2026 program costs include personnel, operations, and equipment, and reflected in the approval departmental budget. Approval of the plan ensures compliance to the state recommends and provides operational guidance for noxious weed control activities in 2026. Alternatives are the Board of County Commissioners may approve and sign the 2026 Noxious Weed Management Plan and authorize its submission to the Kansas Department of Agriculture. The Department of County Commissioners may deny approval and signing of the 2026 Noxious Weed Management Plan. The Board of County Commissioners may give staff further direction regarding the 2026 Noxious Weed Management Plan. The staff recommends alternative 1. The Board of County Commissioners may approve and sign the 2026 Noxious Weed Management Program and authorize its submission to the Kansas Department of Agriculture. Physical impacts, all projected personnel, operation, equipment costs identified in the 2026 management plan are included within the approved 2026 Noxious Weed Department budget. Approval of this item does not authorize additional expenditures beyond these already budgeted.
Any questions or comments for Jerry?
Jerry.
Yes.
Gary, your per hour cost on $60, is that changed from last year, or is that the same?
It did not change. We were right within that area for what we had broke down per hour of equipment cost and personnel. I do believe this is something we'll probably have to look in for the next year or two to go ahead and get that bumped. I think it's been like 3 years now that this has kind of maintained that price, so.
So that, well, this is what you'll charge KDOT then, for doing work for them.
Correct.
Madam Chair, I guess I'll move alternate 1.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve alternative 1 as stated in the agenda. Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And that motion carries. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you again. I got one more, okay. I just can't get down off of this thing, I guess. Good
You
morning.
feel so comfortable up there.
Does it look that way? It doesn't feel that way. Good morning again. The board,
Jerry?
yeah, I'm still Jerry, Noxious Weed Director, thank you. The Board of County Commissioners is asked to consider the approval of the 2026 Kansas Department of Transportation KDOT Noxious Weed Agreement and authorize the chairwoman, to sign the agreement. The Kansas Department of Transportation has requested that Finney County continue to include the state highway right-of-way areas within the Finney County Noxious Weed Eradication Program for 2026. The attached county agreement to treat noxious weeds outlines the terms under which the county will spray and treat noxious weeds on the state highways, right-of-ways within Finney County. Under the agreement, the county is responsible for providing labor, equipment, and application of approved herbicides in accordance with the Kansas statute and KDOT recommendations. Requirements. The agreement requires that the county maintain and treated records, coordinate scheduling with KDOT representatives, and submit required reporting documentations allowing treatment. Spraying of state highway right-of-ways typically occurs between July and September, depending on the weather conditions, and align with the state's fiscal year beginning in July. Approval of this agreement allows the Noxious Weed Department to continue treating state highway right-of-ways and closures, compliance with the state regulations, and maintains coordinated noxious weed control efforts across the judicial boundaries. Alternatives, the Board of County Commissioners may approve the 2026 Kansas Department of Transportation Noxious Weed Agreement and authorize the chairwoman to assign the agreement. The Board of County Commissioners may deny approval of the 2026 Kansas Department of Transportation Noxious Weed Agreement. The Board of County Commissioners may give staff further directions regarding the 2026 Kansas Department of Transportation Noxious Weed Agreement. Recommendations is the staff recommends alternative 1. The Board of County Commissioners may approve the 2026 Kansas Department of Transportation noxious weed agreement and authorizes the chairwoman to sign the agreement. Physical impact. Under the agreement, KDOT reimburses Finney County for 100% of the cost of herbicides and dye used in treatment for state highway right-of-ways. The county bills KDOT for labor and equipment, costs associated with spraying activities. Participation in the agreement provides reimbursement revenue to offset operational costs and does not require additional county funding beyond normal operational costs.
Any comments or questions?
I would move that we accept alternative 1.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve alternative number 1 as stated in the agenda. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. And opposed, nay. And that motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next will be item 4H, election equipment.
All right, good morning again, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Today, you're asked to consider approval of replacing aging voting system equipment, specifically existing DS200 tabulators and certain express vote ballot marking devices. We'd update with updated equipment that meets anticipated federal and state security standards to ensure continued reliability in election administration. The Finney County Election Office currently utilizes DS200 tabulators, which were purchased in 2016, and express vote ballot marking devices. 12 were purchased in 2016, 24 additional units purchased in 2019, and then 12 units purchased in 2023. We expanded the number of express votes due to voters liking to use those, so we needed to have more at the locations. The manufacturer established useful life for this equipment is approximately 10 years. The DS200 tabulators are at the end of their useful life in 2026, and during the last several election cycles, certain units have experienced age-related performance issues, including screen failures and component degradation. The express vote devices are less complex devices, providing only ballot marking capabilities, and have demonstrated fewer hardware failures. The units purchased in 2016 and 2019 are aging technologically. Observed concerns include reduced screen responsiveness and older interface architecture. Additionally, updated models include administrative, operational, and poll worker usability improvements and are designed to meet the forthcoming security standards anticipated to be adopted within the next several years. The county's current voting system is integrated. Replacement components must remain compatible with the existing certified system configuration unless the county elects to transition to an entirely different voting system platform. This approach would be cost prohibitive at this time. So your alternatives today are to approve the purchase of replacement voting system equipment, including new DS300 tabulators and express vote ballot marking devices through single source procurement from election systems and software in an amount not to exceed $348,915. This is pursuant to the board's authority under KSA 19212, and we would propose that $8,300 be paid from the Clerk Technology Fund and the remaining $340,615 to be paid from the Election Equipment Reserve. Your other option is to decline to approve the purchase and continue operating existing equipment beyond its anticipated useful life. Staff recommends alternative 1. Approval as presented maintains system continuity and aligns with the county's established equipment replacement schedule. Phasing or deferral reduces immediate expenditure but may increase operational risk and future cost. A full system evaluation would extend the timeline and significantly increase overall costs beyond component replacement. This recommendation maintains system continuity, improves reliability, enhances security compliance, and avoids the substantially higher cost of full system replacement. The fiscal and policy impact, there would be $8,300, which is the cost of the data and reporting software, to be paid from the Clerk Technology Fund. The current balance of that fund is $69,055.48. $340,615 would be paid from the Election Reserve Fund. The current balance in that fund is $350,442.77. The election office maintains a formal equipment replacement schedule that accounts for manufacturer recommended useful life, anticipated inflation, and projected system replacement costs. This schedule is reviewed annually and used to determine the appropriate amount to be set aside each budget year. Consistent with this plan, funds have been reserved annually since at least 2017 to prepare for this scheduled replacement. As a result of this long-term planning, sufficient monies are now available in the Equipment Reserve Fund to complete the proposed replacement without creating a new budget impact or requiring additional mill levy support. The county clerk, pursuant to KSA 28180, is also provided a technology fund that may be used to acquire equipment and technological services for the storing, recording, archiving, retrieving, maintaining, and handling of data recorded, stored, or generated in the office of the county clerk. The upgraded reporting software at a cost of $8,300 aligns with the required use of those funds. The Finney County Election Office has also submitted an application for a security enhancement grant through the state of Kansas. Depending on the available funding and the number of applicants statewide, the county may be eligible for reimbursement of up to 90% of the cost. If awarded, any reimbursement received will be deposited back into the Election Equipment Reserve Fund to restore reserve balances. Overall, this funding approach reflects prudent fiscal management and aligns with the county's established practice of reserving funds for high-cost capital assets to avoid large unplanned expenditures at the end of useful life. And at this time, I would answer any questions you have.
You have a question?
Lori, what do they do with the old equipment? Do they repurpose it or rebuild it or?
Yes. Yeah, we would trade in the equipment that we have. I can't really, take it to an auction and just sell it to anybody, so. Yeah,
You're happy with this manufacturer and their performance?
absolutely. Yes, they've been very good to us for the last 10 years that I've worked with them, so.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Dory, I sent a question about the process of acquiring this information. Did we send out bids or proposals? This is a bunch of money, and so I was wanting to have you explain that for the viewers and taxpayers, that this isn't just a company that you selected, but rather we went through the process.
Yeah, actually, we did not go out to bid, simply because we have existing equipment from this vendor and we would not be replacing everything, only portions of our current equipment. If we wanted to replace the whole system, we would go out to bid. There's a handful of election vendors that are certified by the state of Kansas that we could use, but that would be significantly more expensive, so. Since we're happy with the vendor, we opted to look at an upgrade.
What are your thoughts on potential reimbursement? Is that something that's potentially going to happen, or do you think it's?
I definitely don't think that we would get all of it, but I think we'll get something. I just don't know how much. Unfortunately, the selection process or the approval or the decision process at the state has been delayed just a little bit. So we should find out, though, by the end of March.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Does anyone have a motion on this?
I would like to move that we approve the purchase of replacement voting equipment, including DS300 tabulators and express vote ballot marking devices, through single source procurement from election systems and software in an amount not to exceed $348,915 pursuant to the board's authority under KSA 19-212, with $8,300 to be paid from the Clerk to Technology Fund and $340,615 to be paid from Election Equipment Reserve.
Second.
You had to take a couple of breaths to make it.
But it was
Very
very
well
impressive,
stated,
yes.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I'll be voting no, not because I don't think we need the equipment, but we need to have a better process in making a purchase of this size.
Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay.
Nay.
And that motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is 4I, resolution.
Morning. Paul Ressley, Finney County Emergency Manager. The Board of County Commissioners is asked to consider and approve Resolution 08-2026 Tennis Road Wildland Fire Emergency Declaration. A little background, on February the 15th, Governor Laura Kelly initiated a state of disaster emergency proclamation listing Finney County in the affected area of ongoing wildfire disaster. The proclamation provided framework for state-level coordination and potential reimbursement for eligible response costs. On February the 17th, Finney County Emergency Management was actively monitoring developing wildfire conditions and fire activity occurring in surrounding communities. Due to the escalating conditions and regional fire activity, the Emergency Operations Center was fully activated at 12:10 p.m. At approximately 11:13 p.m., the National Weather formally notified emergency management of critical fire weather conditions. Fire units were dispatched to the Tennis Road area at approximately 1:44 p.m. and an emergency declaration was issued shortly thereafter to allow for immediate coordination and deployment of additional resources. Emergency management contacted surrounding counties to assess conditions and coordinate mutual aid. Hodgeman County deployed 2 brush trucks in support. Additional assistance was provided by Scott County, 1 brush truck and command vehicle, Gray County, 1 brush truck, Ness County, 1 brush truck, Lane County, 2 attack vehicles, 2 tenders, 1 command vehicle, and 1 ambulance. And the reason they dispatched the ambulance was we were experiencing a major crash up here on West 50 at that time and had all of our ambulances tied up. To go along with that, Garden City deployed 4 brush trucks, 1 command vehicle, 1 battalion vehicle, and 2 tenders. Vulgamore Farms provided 1 tanker. We used Dries Farms irrigation units to fill our tankers up on scene. Finney County Public Works supplied 3 tankers, 2 semis, and 1 smaller tanker. They also provided drivers for our command unit that we took out there. Robinson Oil was contacted for fuel support for our fire. We were able to get National Guard with 17 personnel with 3 attack apparatuses, 1 command vehicle, and 1 tanker. We also had Tanker 95 stationed at the Garden City Airport. But due to the wind conditions, we were unable to fly the first day. Garfield Township also responded with 5 fire apparatuses. We had a total of approximately 86 personnel, not including the surrounding farmers and some of the other volunteers. We had a couple private individuals show up with extra water tankers. I believe underground specialists showed up as well. The full extent of the fire stretched approximately 10 miles in length and 1.75 miles in width. We estimated initial impact was 20,000 to 25,000 acres. After we were able to get the final assessments, it was about 5,400 acres after we had GIS flag. We lost 1 shed and 2 head of livestock were lost during this time. We lost no residential areas or anything like that. Don't know how many miles of fencing we lost, but it was a considerable amount. We did have K-23 from Dighton to K-156 closed both directions for approximately 3 hours due to the equipment moving on the highway and then with the smoke. On February 18th at approximately 3 p.m., we declared the fire 95% contained, and they set up nightly patrols were assigned for continuing monitoring. The Emergency Operations Center was officially closed at 3 p.m. that day. We had a lot of support from our community partners. We had meals provided by Fiesta Mexico, Papa John's and Clarion. For the 17 National Guards guys we had to have. Papa John's stayed open after their normal closing hours and made a meal for them. Clarion provided rooms for them. Every hotel that was contacted was more than cooperative. We just had to go someplace where we could get them all in at one time. But I can't say enough about the help we got with them. So. The residents who sustained the damage were advised to contact the Kansas Department of Insurance. We sent it out and we posted it on our web pages so people would know who to contact. Adoption of Resolution 08-2026 formally ratifies the emergency declaration issued during the event, ensures compliance with the state requirements, and positions Finney County pursuant to potential reimbursement and recovery assistance through the Kansas Department of Emergency Management. Alternatives, the Board of County Commissioners may approve Resolution 08-2026 Tennis Road Wildland Fire Emergency Declaration. Number 2, the Board of County Commissioners may deny Resolution 08-2026 Tennis Road Wildland Fire Emergency Declaration. Or 3, the Board of County Commissioners may give staff further direction regarding Resolution 08-2026 Tennis Road Wildland Fire Emergency Declaration. Staff recommends the Board of County Commissioners approve Resolution 08-2026 Tennis Road Wildland Fire Emergency Declaration. There is no direct fiscal impact at this time to emergency management. Emergency management is working with Kansas Division of Emergency Management, KDAM, to determine eligibility for possible reimbursements of response-related costs. Updates will be provided to the board as additional information becomes available. Approval of this resolution supports compliance with the state disaster declaration procedures and strengthens the county's ability to seek recovery assistance. Any questions?
Any questions for? Yes.
Just to comment, Paul, thank you for your service, and I hope that you send thank yous to the people that you've mentioned, including all the responding agencies, the citizens, food providers, hotel, and so forth. But also want to thank the chair for making this emergency declaration to assist you in getting this work done. These fires were contained 95% within less than a day and limited to the 50 acres that you talked about. But its scope could have been much worse, and thank you for your attention and detail.
No, it could have got a lot worse. I mean, we got lucky and we were able to get enough help with the quick response for the declaration. Help was coming, so.
Paul, do you have any idea what was the igniting source?
No, I don't. I have not heard of what they determined started it.
Were you able to, I don't know, with this wind event was pretty broad at that time. Was anybody able to send equipment down to Medicine Lodge? And that
We sent equipment. We sent a brush truck down on Friday to Liberal, to Seward County. The reason we got help so quick from the state was they were trying to knock down some of these smaller fires so we could, in the event we needed more equipment down south, that we were freeing up equipment here, so they were putting the resources. We had daily meetings, a couple times a day with State Emergency Operations Center, so we were keeping pretty well abreast of what was going on out there, so.
The wind was so bad that day, they couldn't even fly down there either.
No, that's why all the task force that we received came out of Johnson County and northeast part of the state, so they were stationed at Slina and they moved them into us, and they did bring Tanker 95 down and like put it out here at the airport for our disposal, but the next morning we decided we could handle it and they needed that equipment elsewhere, so.
Any other questions? I'd just like to say it's always so good to hear that the people of our community and the businesses in our community are so supportive of their neighbors and first responders.
That, and with all the farmers that showed up out there with their tractors and their discs, that made a big difference too, getting some of this knocked down. National Guard provided the sawyers to help knock the trees down so the embers weren't spreading on us, so. I mean, the whole community up there came together, so
Great
can't
to
say enough about what went on out here, so. And then to minimize the impact, not to make light of it, but we lost one shed and 2 head of cattle where it could have been a lot worse than that, so.
Could have been a lot worse. Anyone have a motion on this?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve Resolution 08-2026, the Tennis Road Wildland Fire Emergency Declaration.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. And opposed, nay. That motion carries.
Thank you, and just a side note to that is, with FEMA being shut down, we're still waiting on a presidential declaration, so maybe we'll be able to get that involved a little bit more too, so. More information's coming, so.
All right.
All right, thank you.
And on to 5A, County Administrator.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good.
I wanted to give you guys a brief update on the construction manager at risk selection process for the Finney County Jail and Detention Center project. So last Friday, the 27th, the selection committee conducted formal interviews with 4 firms that were shortlisted through the RFQ process. Those firms were Crossland Construction, Hutton Construction, KBS Constructors, and McCown Gordon Construction. Each of these firms invested a significant amount of time and effort preparing their proposals and participating in the interview process. We want to personally thank all 4 firms for their interest in this project and for their professionalism and preparation that they demonstrated. This is a major project for Finney County, and we appreciate their willingness to partner with us and their commitment through the process. Following the interviews, the selection committee completed its scoring in accordance with its evaluation criteria and the requirements of Kansas statute governing the construction manager at risk process. Based on those results, the county will be now entering the negotiation phase with the highest ranked firm. So during this phase, we'll be working to finalize contract terms and confirm the framework for pre-construction services and guaranteed maximum price development. Once negotiations are complete, a formal agreement and recommendation will be brought back to the Board of County Commissioners for your consideration and approval at a future meeting. This marks a very important step or milestone for this project. And I want to say we really appreciate the Commission's continued support as we move forward. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Question, Derek, is this one firm you're negotiating with or several?
It'll be one. It'll be the top-ranked firm, and if negotiations fail with that firm, we'll move on to the next.
Are you going to divulge which one?
At this time, to protect our negotiation phase, we will not mention it until we bring a formal recommendation.
Okay, and item 6A, upcoming meetings and events.
I have one more.
Oh.
And I would like to ask Darwin to come up and give a presentation.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darwin Martwick, Appraiser 3. The Garden City Co-op's Holcomb project broke ground in December of 2022. In the fall of 2024, the board tentatively approved a 60% tax abatement for up to 10 years. This project was completed in the fall of 2025. The next step in the process is a public hearing, which we have scheduled for March 16th, 2026 at 8:45 a.m. for the Garden City Co-op Economic Development EDX tax abatement. Publications and notifications are being made as required. Following the hearing on the 16th, should the abatement be approved via resolution, staff will proceed to prepare materials for submission to the Kansas Board of Tax Appeals.
Very good. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Anything else?
Sorry, I was looking up. No, nothing else.
Thank you. Okay, you see before you the upcoming meetings. And with that, we'll move on to commissioner reports. I'll start with Commissioner Jones.
The only thing I have to report is I attended the legislative coffee. That was quite interesting. Also had a construction meeting at the EMS and Health Department new building. I think we'll all really be impressed when that thing was done, because the walkthrough with them the other day, it was, I hadn't been there in a couple weeks, and it was amazing how much work they got done. And it's going to be a nice building. I think the employees will really appreciate being able to go to work there. The contractors are all doing a great job, it appears to me. And so far, our construction allowance, or let me get the right terminology here for it. Our owner's contingency fund, we still have money in that, so that means if we can be able to spend it on something else that they might need. They do a really good job in keeping us up to date on everything. I guess Nolan can attest to this because he attends all these meetings too. Other than that, that's what I got to report.
Very good, thank you. Commissioner Schultz.
We have some interesting times in our community as far as legislative perspective, and I've been working closely with our legislators to see that the county doesn't get derailed on things that are proposed in Topeka, and I would ask folks to make sure they're contacting their representatives to make their voices known on community assessments. It's a hard job to go to Topeka to make sausage out of spare parts, but the county seemed to be in the spotlight, so much so that they profess to do something about property tax relief, but do nothing as far as reducing the state's mill levy. And I think that we continue to work closely with our representatives to make sure that our voice is heard, that if the state wants to govern the counties, they should do so. If they want to leave to governing the counties to the commissions, they should do that. And when it comes to property tax relief, my constituents say they don't have any trouble getting a hold of me and telling me what they think. So I think that we will work closely to make sure that the legislative agenda of our county as published, and also of KAC, gets appropriate input into the legislative process. That's what I've done most of my time on. I, of course, attend a Compass meeting. I missed the Senior Center meeting, but I look forward to doing that the third Wednesday of each month. That's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Utes.
Yes, attended on Zoom Great Plains Development Inc. Meeting. We went over our annual audit. There was no issues, and they were doing a great job with that. Attended the KLPG weekly meetings. I'm going to echo what Jerry said. We're doing the same discussions during those meetings as well. Attended the legislative coffee, and then Friday participated in the CMAR selection committee. So that's all.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Basque.
I appreciate you saving comments last other than yours for the commissioner from the great Garden City High School graduation class of 1980. I don't have any comments from the last meeting, so, but I appreciate you saving me for this moment in time.
Thank you, sir.
1980. You realize
Great class.
young. Gee.
I had a few things on my agenda. I did have the opportunity to meet with Vicki Schmidt, who is candidate for governor. That was quite interesting. Chamber breakfast, where there was an announcement of the Garden City Community College partnering with Newman and St. Catherine Hospital on some radiology programming for the college, ultrasonography. I attended the Planning Commission meeting, Library Board meeting. We invited our county administrator to the Library Board meeting, and that was very well received. I was glad to see Derek there. I think he got a little bit of a feel for our Library Board members and what's going on there. I did also attend a training session put on by the Red Cross for shelters. I hesitate to just say warming shelters because we do kind of want to plan for the event of, cooling shelters or natural or other disaster planning shelters. So we do have a committee that we have formed kind of working on that and hope to bring in more volunteers as we progress through that training. I believe Paul's going to give us some CPR training and other first aid training as well, which will be helpful. I did also, of course, attend the Economic Development Board meeting. Lots of exciting things going on there. I want to echo what Commissioner Schultz said, and that is to the public, be involved, know what's happening with your leaders, especially in the state as things move forward through their session. And we always encourage you to be involved and reach out to us. And I want our county residents, people in Finney County and Garden City and Holcomb to know that we are paying attention. Your local leaders and local government officials are paying attention what's going on at the state level. And we appreciate you listening in and being aware as well, making your voices heard. I think we do have a need for executive session or two. Madam Counsel?
Yes, we will have two executive sessions that we need to have today. The first one, we will need 20 minutes for that one. We will need to include the board, the administrator, myself, Mackenzie Phillips, and Lana Duvall from Economic Development in that one. And I don't know if you want to take a quick break before going into executive session or how you'd like to do that, but we'll need 20 minutes for that.
I would like to make a motion that we go into executive session for 20 minutes after a 5-minute break before we begin that executive session with the folks that council advised.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. And we'll be adjourned for about 25 minutes. Aye. Opposed, nay, and that motion carries. I believe we have a need to extend the executive session.
Madam Chair, I move we extend for another 20 minutes.
Second.
And to include the same people? All right, okay. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And that motion carries. It is, we'll say 10:15.
10:25.
We'll go to 10:35.
10:35, sorry.
Okay, thank you. executive session.
So moved. Oh, second.
And I will confirm that no action was taken. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And that motion carries. I believe that we have need for a second executive session once our county council returns.
Different folks this time, right?
Madam Council, we have need for an additional executive session. Who might that include?
We do. This one will be for attorney-client privilege as well. We will include the board, myself, and the administrator in that one. And let's do that one for 20 minutes.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And that motion carries. And 20 minutes will be, let's say, we'll be back at 11 o'clock. Do we have a motion to return from executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And I'll confirm that no action was taken. I believe that is all that we have on our agenda for today. Is any other comments or? Okay, motion for adjournment.
Oh, can I say one thing?
Yes.
Congratulations to the 6A women's or girls wrestling champions at Garden City High School, and the boys brought home fourth. And we had 2 state champions in both men or girls and boys, and I forgot their names real fast. Do you have a moment, Madam Chair?
Of course.
Thank you. Here we go. The boys team, the 120-pound state champion was Pace Plankenhorn Jr., 126-pounder Zachary Long Sr. The boys placed 4th of the 36 schools with 130.5 points. The girls won their second straight 6A state championship with 226 points, 29.5 points higher than second place, which is also known in wrestling as first loser. The girls had 2 champions at 100 pounds, Nicole Abrego Jr., at 125, Marina Lera Jr., both state champions. Congratulations to them.
And I think that the girls' team returns a majority of that team for next year. I think there was only 4 seniors, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So we might have a great opportunity for 3 in a row next year.
That's all the discussion I have, and call the vote on the motion to adjourn.
Holcomb had some too, so it's the same.
Oh, excuse me, Madam Counselor, do you have some more wrestling champs?
Well, it's on now.
Okay.
So there were some congratulations from Holcomb High School that were put out as well. Hagen Hartman had a season with a 4th place finish at the 4A State Wrestling Championships. Amaya Caro had a third place finish at the 4A State Wrestling Championships. Angelo Otero had a great season competing in the 4A State Wrestling Championships. Mackenzie Simon placed 4th at the 4A State Wrestling Championships. Javid Corral had a great season participating at 4A State Wrestling Championships. Alexis White placed 6th at the 4A State Wrestling Championships. And that is what I see on the Holcomb High School Facebook page. So good job to all of them as well.
All right, and we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. And we are adjourned.